Hi Beth, welcome. Welcome. We're really, really excited to introduce Beth Pantlin, who's going to chat to us.
Hi, yeah.
So Beth, we would love if you just dived into kind of your cancer story so far and where you're at the moment.
Okay, so I was actually diagnosed in August of last year, so amid the COVID. So initially when I rang the doctors, it was delayed a little bit because of my age and because of COVID, so I was asked to wait, and then I went in, which was fair. They were just worried that it might be hormonal changes when I found this lump in my boob. However, I went into the doctors, they examined the lump, sent me for a scan, and the next week I was seeing a surgeon and diagnosed with cancer. It was just so fast. And then you have staging, and they've checked to see if it had spread, and luckily for me it was stage 3 and it hadn't spread anywhere other than my lymphs, so that was really lucky. Actually, I was really scared about that. So since then I've had a fertility treatment because I'm only 31, so to preserve my eggs, which is kind of quite hardcore actually. You have to have quite a lot of injection, you know, it's a quite invasive treatment, but also again very lucky because that's all provided through the NHS, which, you know, because you may lose your fertility, so that's pretty amazing that they do offer that. And I had a mastectomy left side and lymph node clearance, and as I had quite high lymph node involvement, I had 15 out of 23 were cancerous, so I had to have 6 months of chemo basically, and then I'm gonna have, once I finish the chemo, 3 weeks of radiotherapy, and then I will be on Zoladex and I think probably tamoxifen for the next 10-15 years, something like that, and then having regular checkups. That's my
Is there any cancer history in your family, you know, your mum or aunties? Or
no one in my immediate bloodline either, so no, not really. It was out of the blue.
You didn't know about checking and stuff like that, it was just that you did that yourself?
Yeah, so I think, so now I've got really passionate about the checking and telling people to check, and I think it's really important. And actually I've just got started going to volunteer for Copperfield to try and help them and be a boobette and raise awareness, and I've been trying to do bits on social media, and actually as a nurse, which I'm a nurse in my day job, I felt really stupid that I wasn't checking, but just naively you think, you know, cancer happens to people in their 60s, 70s, 80s. You just don't think that it's...
I know. Copperfield are just fantastic. I think it's a brilliant charity because, I mean, it's targeting, you know, young adults. You know, the more people talk about it, and removing that kind of stigma, I think, as well.
That's it. Yeah. And like normalizing touching your boobs and talking about boobs.
And so obviously, Beth, you are really young. How have you dealt with it mentally? You know, like what things have you done and used to help you kind of get through all of this?
So when I first got diagnosed, I sorted out counselling because I thought through the diagnosis that would be really helpful. So I've had counselling through a charity throughout, and then I also, for me, a massive thing has been exercise. So I lost my long-term partner. He died at the end of last year, a week before Christmas actually, and so after he died, obviously I fell apart initially, and then I found exercise and going outside in nature really, really, really helpful. And actually I think in a way that gave me the tools to then cope with this diagnosis, because I just tried to continue my exercise and keep as fit as possible and maintain my health, which actually has been really helpful, I think, for side effects, because I've done really well with my chemo side effects and done really well with my mental state, and as well, like the counselling and the exercise. I think everyone would benefit from counselling, whether or not they have cancer, but anyway, that's for a different time. look good, feel better. They're a really good charity, I think, and they do for women and men and you know, different things. They do lessons on makeup and also lessons on wigs. Like this is a wig, so they do lessons on things like that. I did a makeup course with them. It was actually over Zoom, and because I found, I mean, there's no brilliant element, but like when I lost my hair, that was really, really upsetting. You know it's coming, but it's still, you kind of can't prepare for it. And I think it does take a bit of your femininity away, really, as a woman. You just feel, and you know, and also it really identifies you as a cancer patient, so people see that you're unwell and different. But yeah, I went on the course with them, and they teach you about doing your eyebrows for your face shape and things like that, and they teach you like a real basic kind of level of makeup and understanding how to fit your face.
Yeah, so do you think, because you have written a blog, it's on our LoveRose website,
Yeah.
it's a very good read. I think, you know, people should go and have a look at that. But you were saying on there that perhaps that when all of this is finished, that you were thinking you might go into kind of actually helping other people with fitness, and that might be a slightly new career change for you.
We're looking at trying to set up an exercise program. I think it would be similar to what Macmillan and Trek Stock, they also offer like kind of 8-week programs. I think Macmillan's might be a bit more substantive, but we're looking at trying to set something up that runs alongside people's chemo. So I'm hopefully going to get involved with that when I go back to work, and then eventually, once I'm settled back in, go into working in oncology. And I just feel like I've got a lot to give now in this department, really, and it's something I feel really kind of passionate about, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you'll be the person that someone who's going through and is further back in their journey will want someone like you who knows so well what it's like.
Yeah, I think from anything from personal experience, it's definitely, you know, you have to pass it on. So that's great.
Yeah, definitely. And try and take, you know, having cancer is really crap. So trying to take the positives and do something good with it and make other people's experience better can only be good, really, I guess.
One last question, but did you find it quite bizarre? You know, because obviously you're on the other side, usually you're the nurse and the carer. Did you find it really difficult being the patient?
Yeah, I hated it. So, I mean, it was because of COVID, actually. So normally I work on a surgical ward. We do a lot of orthopedic work, some max facs, some different bits and pieces. Like, it's quite varied. However, because of COVID, we were actually doing all of the oncology ops. So all of my patients became oncology patients. And so I remember like when I was going through my scans and I'd been diagnosed and I was waiting for my mastectomy, I was still working. So I was looking after patients who were coming in to have tumours removed. And I knew that I had a tumour myself.
Wow.
It was really bizarre.
For real, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, Beth, that you know, your story will resonate with lots of our ladies, and just wish you the best of luck with the rest of your treatment. You're looking fabulous, and you're absolutely handling it with such
amazing. Your
strength.
Positivity and strength. Is.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Well, take the compliments and run.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll catch up with you when you're completely done and dusted, and and we'll speak to you again. But it was lovely. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Beth. Bye.
Bye.